Let's go, Toby dog. Let's go. Go, go. Hey, it works. It definitely works. I just I just went from my live stream to this live stream, and I was able to redirect to myself. It worked. Yeehaw! Hold on, Tobe. Let me get dressed. Let me finish getting myself together here, and we'll be walking in a second. I just gotta grab some Toby bags. All right, little buddy. Let me get my sunglasses. I didn't know it would work. It worked. Hey, Bucket, how's it going? Wait a minute, Toby. I just did something I didn't know you could do with YouTube. I just redirected from my overnight live stream to this live stream with having both of them on at the same time. Pretty crazy. I didn't know you could do that. I've been asking. I asked the Goga about it. Good morning. Good morning. I asked the Goga to ourselves. I mean, if we could redirect to ourselves. I believe he told me that you can, but you have to start a different channel live stream. But I just redirected from my, like I said, my overnight live stream to this live stream and I had them both on at the same time. Live stream I play all night, my sleep stream I call it. We usually have ASMR music or not music, but sounds, waves, rain, running water, things like that. And some nights we play music. And I normally redirect to different people every morning, so I lose my crowd, and then I come out and I try to do my walking live stream, and I just set my crowd someplace else. You know what I mean? I was trying to keep my crowd together, so that means my sleeping streamers, the people that were on my stream sleeping, they'll be here too, and then I'll get to redirect them a second time. I like those little electric scooters; they're pretty cool. At first, I thought they were something dumb, but I think I would, as a whole person, I would ride one to the store if I had one. You know, when we were young guys, my brother-in-law and I and my friends, when we saw the mopeds and scooters like that, we would make fun of them. Like, young guys do. Make fun of stuff. And now I think they're cool as heck, 40 years later. I would definitely own a little Honda moped, a little spree or something. That's what we used to yell. We used to yell, spree, spree, like that. Did you guys just see? You didn't get to see that. I had this, somehow I had the zoom on. Futz bucket. What's going on? Where are you from, man? Or woman? I don't know. I'm sorry. I assumed. I didn't mean to. Where are you at, friend? Where are you watching from? We are in Michigan, 100 miles north of Detroit. In my sleepy little town. It's not really sleepy. It used to be a bigger town. I was reading this weekend, past weekend, that there were 60,000 people here at the height of the population in our town, and now there's like 30,000 people. Our town has really shrunk, but it's from the manufacturer and leaving. Are mostly retirees and families now. There used to be a lot of young people here, but people move away. The taxes are so high. The property taxes are high. The governments, they don't take care of things like they should. Look at these roads. You can see just from these roads right here, they're not taking care of nothing, but they're taking our tax dollars. Building new corner sidewalks instead of fixing the road. Crazy. Our politicians here do all kinds of crazy things. Toby dog. So this is what we do, Futz bucket. We do a live stream every night, usually. Well, I can't say every night, like 5 nights a week. And then in the mornings I walk this dog for our other live stream of the day. Now I gotta clean up after the dog, because in our town there's an ordinance that says you gotta clean up after your animal, and I do anyway. I wouldn't leave poop in somebody else's yard, because I wouldn't want it left in my yard. Back in like the 1990s, early 2000s, we had a neighbor that had this older dog. He was a great big dog. I don't remember what it was. He was an older big dog. And she would walk him. Whoops. Hold on. Toby's paperwork here. And she would walk him around the block on the sidewalk, you know. And the dog barely moved. It probably took him a half hour to get around the block, you know. He was so old. But anyhow, the dog could barely walk. He was like barely there. And he couldn't even step into the grass to go to the bathroom. He would poop and pee right in the middle of the sidewalk. And she would just leave it. She never cleaned it up. It went on for a couple, 2-3 years. Finally I yelled at her from inside the house. Something about, you're gonna clean that up, right? And she came back and cleaned it up. But yeah, it went on forever.
Good morning.
Morning, how's it going?
Good, you?
Not too bad. Come on, Tobes. I got a feeling something's going on with this light. I'm thinking maybe that was messing me up. My phone keeps roaming to all these Wi-Fi's that we walk past. So I cut the grass yesterday for the first time. Thanks for the lawn compliment. I cut the grass for the first time this year yesterday, and it's looking pretty good. The lawn care guys, the kid that comes and cuts my grass, I messed up and told him not to come till this weekend. I should have had him come this past weekend, but I had to get out and cut the grass because by this weekend it's going to be way too big. So it gets cut twice a week. I cut it once and the kid comes and cuts it once. But it was super thick. But what I was saying was that the lawn chemical applicator guys have already been out twice this year. And they came 2 days ago again. And I had to stop them and tell them, look, I'm gonna cut the grass, man. You gotta give me time to cut this grass before you spray it again. So they're not coming back till next week. Come on, Toby dogs. So one of our morning problems, ouch, is that our live stream ends, and then I start the walking stream right away. YouTube, from what I understand, YouTube says you need an hour between your live streams for them to get their act together, for them to completely end your last live stream, and then get your next one started. So, like, we didn't walk this early in the morning over the winter because it was too dark. But when we did, and at the end of last fall, I found that when I ended my night live stream and started the morning walk live stream right away, I didn't get people in for the first 20 minutes. Sometimes even longer. I'd be walking and talking by myself before I even had anybody in the room. And then when I read about that YouTube suggests you put an hour in between live streams. I'm trying to do that, but it's hard. That means I'd have to stop my overnight live stream at 6 a.m. so I could start the walking live stream at 7 a.m. I can't get up that early though. I usually can't manage to get out of bed till 6:30 or 7. The change in time, USA, we change our time twice a year. I don't know why it's so irrelevant. But, wow, it looks like a new siding job. Anyhow, so when we do the fall back and spring forward, it messes up my starting times. Like the spring forward, it's not even, how do I say it? It's just getting bright enough, and then they do the spring forward, and then I lose that hour. So that's why we have to stop doing our morning walks during the winter time. Is that a border collie? Yes, it is. Hey, Ricky Spanish, how's it going? Yep, this is Toby Dog. He's a great big border collie. I think the breed standard for males is 18 to 21 inches. I could be wrong. It could be 16 to 21 inches, or 22 inches. I'm sorry. Toby's at 20 inches at the shoulder. He's a great big boy. I even had one judge. All the judges, they'll say something like, "Wow, he's a big one." And we went to a UKC. Normally we compete in the AKC confirmation ring, but we went to a UKC. We went to a UKC meet, or dog show, and one of the judges was telling me that, well, they like their border collie small. But we've got a bunch of points. Oh, that judge says, the judge said, when they said border collie number 7, you know what I mean, for us to go in the ring. When we walked in the ring, the judge said, "Oh, so that's what that is." And I thought, "Oh, what an ass." I know what he was saying though. Toby towers over the rest of the border collies usually. But we have competed against bigger ones. We've competed against those 22-inch border collies before. Toby, I love dogs with that name. It reminds me of the old Stanley Steamer commercial with the dog named Toby in it. Oh, I don't recall those. Toby dog. That's like the most classic border collie name. Toby. He's a good boy. He's 3.5. He'll be 4 in September. And we're still competing. He doesn't have his championship yet, even though he's 3.5. Normally dogs, they'll have their championship in their first year or first 2 years. But I didn't start showing Toby until he was almost 2 years old. I had a junior handler that showed him the first three times, but he's a daddy's boy, so he wasn't acting right for her. They didn't win anything. So then it came to be, they said, well, if you want your dog to continue showing, you're going to have to do it because he's a daddy's boy, you know. So I went to all kinds of classes and learned how to run him around the ring. There's a lot to it. It doesn't look like there's much to it. You just run around the ring, but no, it's a science. There's a lot going on. But anyhow, the first time we stepped in the ring, him and I together, we won a best of opposite sex of best of breed. And we beat dogs, blah blah. And since then it's been a year and a half that I've been competing with them, almost 2 years. And we've got a lot of points. We've had a lot of wins. And we're just lacking our 2 3-point wins. 3 points or higher wins. We've got a bunch of 1-point wins and we've got a 2-point win. But we don't have any 3-point or more wins. And that's because there's dog shows here in my state, but they're not, as far as border collies go, they're not big dog shows. There's like one big dog show in Michigan every year, and that's their breed specialty. That's July 4th weekend. There'll be like 30 some dogs there, border collies. But other than that, all those you can't get any big points. Some breeds there's all kinds of dogs, like Shelties, German Shepherds, Dobermans. There's all kinds of dogs. But as far as the border collies goes, sometimes there's only 3 or 4 dogs at the dog show of border collies. So I know I have to leave the state to go to the bigger shows. But to do that, you incur huge costs. Like, we were going to go to a show the end of last month down in Kentucky. And it was called the Kentuckiana. There was over 40 border collies there competing for like 5 or 6 days of competition. I think it started Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And but to go, it's like $1,000 worth of expenses. Hotel, gas, food, entry fees, grooming area reservation. But it's the hotel that kills you, you know what I mean? And if you go down there for 5 or 6 days, spend all that money, miss all the work, and you don't win anything, well, you just threw that money away. So what I'm thinking of, what I'm going to have to do is, there's professional handlers that'll take your dog for however long you can afford, and they'll take them to the professional handlers will take them and get them all their points. The professional handlers win most of the time. I'm not saying it's politics or whatever, but there's a lot going on there. But anyhow, hey Sanjay, what's going on, bro? Hey Gene Wilworth, welcome everybody. Yeah, if I send them out with the professional handlers, they'll get them finished up in 2 or 3 weeks. They'll take them to 2 or 3, what do you call it, dog shows, and they'll win because the handlers usually win. The professionals, for the same money it would take me to go to one dog show, they'll take them to 3 or 4. You know what I mean? And get them scoring points and all that. That's what I'm going to do. If we're not championed up by the July, that's what I'm going to do. Is for August. I've already got my handlers picked out. They're out of Florida. I met them. It's a husband and wife team, I believe. I met them in downstate Michigan last year. I competed against the husband. They had a border collie at the time that they were working. Right now, they've got the #1 Malinois in the country. They're handling. I don't know who for. You handle for the owners, the professionals. Red Fury runs wild. Hey, Red Fury runs wild. What's new? Welcome to our daily walk stream. We're just doing our thing. This is Toby Dog, border collie. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's 20 inches at the shoulder and he goes like 55, 56 pounds. He's right at the top of the weight class as far as weight goes. Hello. He's a big, heavy, strong boy, and he's super strong. We do bike riding too. I've got one of those. Come on. I've got this arm that comes. It's like a spring arm that comes off the back wheel of the bicycle, and hooks to a harness that he wears. He loves to do that. We'll be back doing that here pretty soon. It's just a matter of time and timing. Waiting for the weather to change, and now it's about timing. I'll get it figured out. Whew. I gotta clean up after this dog again. The purple bag. I'm gonna set you down for a minute, fam, while I clean up his mess. So we clean up everything everywhere we go. I don't think there's been a dozen times since I've had him that we didn't clean up after him. And it was only because we ran out of bags. Usually I carry like three or four bags with me, but sometimes he'll go through all of those. And it's always the day that I only have 2 bags on me that he really goes a lot. I keep a separate Ziploc bag too, so I can put the poop in there and carry it in my pocket till we get to the trash can. There we go. So we walk for about an hour. Sometimes we walk longer. It depends on what time we get started. I need to be home. I work from home, and I need to be home working by 8. So we walk till 8. We end up back at home. That's the plan anyway. Most days we end up walking a little later. I don't get started till 8:30, 9 o'clock. But that's okay. When you work from home, you set your own hours. Come on. Come on. He wants them squirrels. Yeah, as long as I give him my 8 hours, I'm good. Sometimes I even start at noon. Work till 8 or 9. Some days I start at 6 or 7 and work till midnight. It just depends on what I got to get done. Red Fury runs wild. Where are you from? Where are you watching us from? Where's everybody watching us from? Like I said earlier, we're in the USA here in Michigan. Let me turn off this chat translator. It's giving me some goofy stuff. Yeah, we're like 100 miles north of Detroit. This is what we do. This is the highlight of my day, is hanging out with my boy Toby. We go to a lot of classes too. We have a Monday night class and a Tuesday night class, but it's optional. The Monday night class, you got to pay the whole series in advance, so I never miss those. But the Tuesday night class and the Thursday night class, those are like optional drop-in classes. We were doing a Friday morning class too. All different things: confirmation, obedience. Right now we're in a not rally. Right now we're in an agility class. We're not taking an obedience class or a confirmation class right now. We're doing strictly agility. He's really good. He's fast. It's just a matter of getting into practice and the reps, you know. When you go at the school, you only get to go through the course once or twice. You know, on school days, you practice individual things, but you only get to run the course once or twice. And it'd be nice if you could run the course like a half a dozen times or more, you know. Right now he's working. His challenge right now is the teeter-totter. You know, once you get over the fulcrum, when the opposite side starts going down, the side that they're standing on starts going down, the dogs get panicky. So that's what he's learning to conquer right now, is the teeter-totter. They go up one side, and then when it starts going down, they gotta pause a little bit, so it goes down and they don't wipe out. Hey, Share Bear, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Share Bear brought the emoji clan with her. Awesome. I need to put a couple new emojis on there. You know, I offered everybody, all members can send me an emoji to have their own personal emoji on the channel, so they can use their own. And but we've only got 2 right now. We've only got 2 personal emojis up there. Right, ouch, from people right now. Come on, Toby. Toby. Come on, wild boy. Man. Wild boy. Right now, Anastasia Blessed and Ideal Eileen have their own emojis on the channel. But everybody's welcome to send one. I've got all my channels have their own emails, and your channel emoji is the best, works the best, because they're already sized and everybody knows them. Come on, come on. My friend Chuck's doing the same thing. Yeah, we'll definitely get our couple miles in today. Okay, come on. You know, it's like in the long grass when he stops and he's got his head buried like that. I don't know what he's doing. It's like normally if he's just chewing grass or licking water or whatever, or getting a sniff, it's no big deal. But if there's food there, some kind of food, I got to stop him from eating it because I don't know what it is. One day when it was winter time out and the snow was plowed up at the end of a parking lot, we were walking in the parking lot, and he run up over the top of the snow hill and put his head down, and I just stood there waiting for a second, thinking he was just going to eat some snow. But then his head stayed down, and I thought, uh-oh, something's up there. So I had to climb to the top of the snowbank, and then I had to dig. Somebody had thrown a bunch of chicken bones up there. There was a restaurant right in front of in the parking lot. So somebody must have had a to-go order, sat there, ate them, and then threw the bones out. Dogs aren't supposed to have chicken bones because they splinter. They splinter and they'll puncture their guts. So I had to dig all them bones out of his throat. I dug a bunch of them. He had 5 or 6 chicken wing bones in his mouth and in his throat all at once. But I was able to get I don't know how many he ended up eating. So when your dog eats chicken bones, you're supposed to keep a real close eye on them and not feed them anything else until they go to the bathroom. because you can make it worse. Yeah, I guess the bones splinter. They're not like beef bones that stay together. The chicken bones splinter up and can cause them all kinds of intestinal problems. So you're not supposed to feed your dog chicken bone. But I know people that do. I know people that do. I pretty much let Toby do what he wants when we're walking, when we're on the retractable leash. When I got him on the leather lead, it's more of a formal walk where I expect him to be in place, not necessarily healing, but you can't be out, like, look where he's at now. We also want to do the competition obedience. So this walking out ahead of me like this has got to end. But I've been dealing with it since I got him. That and pulling on the lead. We go to classes every, and the 3 years that I've had him, I've never been able to end the leash pulling. He doesn't do it for everybody. When the dog school teachers have him, he doesn't pull for them. It's only me he pulls for. And the teacher says it's something between him and me. Sure looks different than a couple of weeks ago, huh? A couple of weeks ago there was still snow on the ground. It snowed this last Sunday. It snowed for about a half an hour. It didn't accumulate, it was just coming down. It was melting. Looks like everybody's been out cutting grass. Most of the lawns are cut. I must have been late. It was so thick yesterday, I had to go so slow. And I bag it too, so I'm glad I bagged it. There would have been a lot of clippings. Probably would have got moldy lawn from it. So we're just a few weeks away from gardening season also. This weekend I'm going to make a list for the kid that comes and works for me because I'm going to be gone. Well, I'm just going to be gone during the morning, I think. Hopefully I'm gone all day. If I'm gone all day at the dog show, that means we're winning. But if we're done in the morning, I'll just come back home. We won't stay to the end. I'll make a list for that kid to handle. I garden in garden bags, grow bags, and I garden in this little tiny area. It's 6 foot wide by 50 feet long. Is my main garden, and I grow everything vertically on trellises and stakes, like all the zucchinis and the cucumbers, even the watermelons I grow on trellises. Muskmelon, what do you call it, cantaloupe. I grow all kinds of tomatoes and different varieties of cucumbers and all kinds of zucchinis. I normally grow 4 or 5 different kinds of squash just because I love them. I grow 2 or 3 different kinds of green squash, green zucchinis, and then I grow a couple different kinds of yellow zucchinis. I like the ones that are called Goldens. And then I grow the crooked neck, the yellow crooked necks for Mom. That's what Mom likes. For some reason, my yellow crooked necks, they just don't grow very well. I don't know why. Everything else grows in plenty. But my yellow crooked necks, a lot of them get eaten too. Last year I grew eggplants. Last year that was my new crop, was the eggplants, and I grew a ton of them. I grew the traditional bell-shaped ones, and then I grew the long, skinny Japanese ones. And I didn't do anything special. I just chopped them up and added them to my vegetable stir fries every day or every other day. I cook a lot of vegetables during garden season. That and a lot of kale. I grow multiple varieties of kale. What else do we got? Raspberries, blueberries. This year we're gonna, our peach tree that we planted last year has already bloomed, and we're gonna get lots of peaches off of that. Last year when I planted it, there was a lot of peaches on it. I took them all off so that it would root better. But yeah, it had a lot of peaches on it last year, so I'm imagining I'm gonna get a lot of fruit off of it. My apple tree that I planted 2 years ago, I bought it was over $200 after buying it and having the nursery come and plant it. But it was one of those three-way apple trees where it had 3 different kinds of apples on it. You know, it had grafted branches, and one of the branches didn't make it out of last winter. And then we had a late frost last year, so everything on the end of all the buds died, the fruit buds. So there was no apples on that tree last year, and it's just a little guy. And then this year, coming out of winter, nothing. There's not a single bud on it. I'm so ticked off. I was expecting apples this year, my own apples this year, but it's not going to happen. So I only had the nursery that sold me and planted the trees. They warranty them for 1 year. So last year they came and replanted. I bought a peach tree and an apple tree 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Not last year, but the year before. And then the peach tree that I bought and planted, it didn't make it it died over the winter. So they gave me a new tree. You know, it was around the 1 year mark. So they warrantied it out. They gave me a new peach tree, and they came and planted it. But now the other tree's dead, and I'm out of warranty time. So I'm gonna have to replace it myself. I'm not gonna buy from them though. My neighbor across the street that's had apple trees for decades. He bought his apple trees at the Home Depot. How's it going? He bought his trees at the Home Depot, and they've been thriving and giving up fruit ever since. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the next couple of weekends, I'm gonna go down and get me one. As soon as they get their trees in, they're not in yet. As soon as they get their trees in, I'm gonna go down and grab one and plant it. I gotta have my apples. It's so unfortunate that it didn't live. It had Granny Smith, 3 different apples. What was it? Let me think. There was a green, a red, and a yellow. It was Granny Smith, Golden Delicious, and what's the apple out of Japan? The Japanese apple, what's it called? Crisp or something like that? But that's what it was, and I'm bumming. I thought for sure I'd have apples this year. But nope. Come on. Toby's got this move he makes when he goes around a tree. He goes the opposite way around the tree and puts his head the opposite way of the leash. So when I pull on it, I can't pull him to me. He's got that figured out pretty good. He's a smart dog. When he first started, daycare, after the first couple 2 or 3 weeks, they had to have the daycare staff had to have a meeting. The owner had to have a meeting with the daycare staff about him because he was he had figured out that if he starts some trouble, then the staff will come over and give him extra care. You know what I mean? The dog trainers will come over and give him extra time if he starts some trouble. So he was picking these fake fights, just barking at whoever was next to him, or in the play ring when they were playing. He would start these little tussles, so that the staff would come and ooh over him, and the staff didn't realize it, but the owner saw it. The owner saw it and saw what was going on, and she said she was telling me about it, laughing. She said that guy is so smart. He outsmarted everybody already as a puppy. She said none of the staff realized what he was doing. Pretty smart kid. He's a good boy. He's a good boy, except when we're walking. Look where he's at. He's way out there. He catches the frisbee and the ball and all that too. When the dog before him died, I wanted another frisbee dog. The dog before him was a super high flying frisbee dog, super athlete, and that's what I was hoping for with Toby. But Toby's pretty laid back. He's not the high flying athlete the other dog was. Oh, look at that! Toby chases squirrels nonstop, and here we walk past the dead one, and he doesn't even look at it. That's wild. He didn't even look at it. And he chases the live ones like crazy. He wrecks our day chasing squirrels sometimes. Yep, dog show this weekend. I still gotta pick up my dry cleaning, my suits out of the dry cleaners, and get a haircut for this weekend. You gotta be sharp and dress sharp. Now, when we went to the other, not the AKC, but when we went to the UKC, oh, look at that, a fire pit. Someone's throwing out a fire pit. Oh man, we should come back and get that. Come on, Bubba. There he is, looking up in the trees for squirrels again. But he walked right past the dead one. That's funny. Come on, Bubba. Turn. Turn. This guy here that lives here must have moved. There was a guy that lived here. They must have moved in the last month or two. There was an older fellow that lived there that hung a rebel flag, a Confederate flag, on his garage all the time. They must have moved, died and moved, or sold the house and moved, or something. I don't see the flags out there. Yeah, it made the newspaper years ago. He had Confederate flags hanging, and it was in the newspaper. The newsman stopped to ask him why he was flying those flags. Some people consider him racist. To me, it's a flag that actually all my relatives, I'm from down south, and all my relatives all the men were in the Confederate Army. They fought on the side of the Confederacy. So that's their flag, you know what I mean? You could say it's a family flag. But they consider it a racist flag, even though my ancestors fought under it. How could they be racist, you know what I mean? This house up here cracks me up. This white one with the flagpole. They got alarms and lights that flash when you walk past their house. They must be drug dealers. There it is. They must be drug dealers. Only drug dealers have stuff like that out. It's still going off. That's funny. They got big cameras in the front too. I wonder what they're scared of. You got all kinds of things going on in our town. You know, in our state, the marijuana is legal. So usually when we're on our walks, we'll pass one or two places where that's all you can smell. There's actual factories growing. Like from here, 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks that way, there's a factory. 4 blocks to the west of right where we're at. I smell it right now. There's a house right here. I know the guy. There's a house right here behind me that grows inside. That's all you can smell. Ooh, that smell. 40 years ago, I came and painted on this house. I don't remember what color we were painting it. Was it the yellow? Or was it a gray? 40 years ago, there was an old lady, like in her 80s or 90s, that lived here. And 40 years, I used to work with my father-in-law, doing side work construction. And this was one of the people he knew. Yeah, there's the gray. This was one of the old ladies he knew, and he would come and do work for her. And I helped paint on the house. And then he could only get as far as you could reach with the ladders, you know. And the lady came out and she was mad and told him not to come back, even though he'd known her for 50 years. I worked on a lot of buildings and houses all around here. This building I was never on. This is one of the senior high rises. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 5 senior citizen high rises right here in the city proper. And then there's all kinds on the outskirts of the city. I'm not counting the apartment buildings that aren't subsidized either. Like my mom lives in a senior apartment building, but it's not a government senior apartment building. It's just a senior apartment building. There's lots of those. Come on, come on. 3 million in the building. Hey, 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 another maggot gone wild. Awesome. Rod Dooley. What's going on, Rod? Another maggot gone wild. That's funny. Yes, sir. What's going on, Rod? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? We're in Michigan. In the snow, we had snow like 3 weeks ago. It snowed Sunday. There was snow on the ground 3 weeks ago. And it snowed this past Sunday. And today it's going to be 70. Michigan's crazy weather. One day you got 30 or 20, and the next day you got 70. Like, I think our overnight low was in the 30s, and we're going to double that for the high today. Rod Dooley. Rod Dooley, where you from, Rod Dooley? Let's go take a look over here, Tobe. We got a few minutes before we got to be home. So for the last 100 years, there was a farmer's market up here. It was the whole block was the farmer's market, and there was a restaurant. And the county leased it out. The land was donated by one of the local rich families back in the 1800s. And one of the deed stipulations was that if the market went out of use for 5 years, that it would revert 5 consecutive years, that it would revert to the family. The ownership of the land would revert to the family that donated it. Well, the government our city government, they make all kinds of crazy decisions. They decided they wanted the land for a low-income housing project. And so one year they decided they were gonna take it, and they had to get around the deed stipulation, the 5-year deed stipulation. So they didn't renew the contract for the owners, for the people that operated the farmers market and the restaurant. They didn't renew the lease, and they wouldn't let anybody bid on it or nothing. They did us dirty, and they stole the land. And now the land that was donated for to be used as the county market, now it's this little rundown area in the north end of town that there's no parking, there's no, like, this had a big canopy over it. It was a whole block long, you know what I mean? It's paved, and there was facilities in the restaurant, and all that's gone. And now all there is a picnic table at the at the new farmers market. It's just this little tiny area, a alleyway between two old buildings. There's no room for trucks to pull in. This farmers market, there used to be dozens of big farm trucks pull in here and sell farm products, produce, and then on the Saturdays and Sundays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they had flea markets. And they were packed, always packed. The market was always packed on the weekends. And on vegetable day, there was always farmers in here selling their vegetables. We got these dualies for politicians here in town. And they make all kinds of bad decisions. Their last bad decision was like 4 years ago. There's 4 bridges in town. Our town is split in half by a river. You can't swim across it or anything. And so even though they've been collecting our taxes for these bridges, all of a sudden they didn't have money to repair them. So in all their great wisdom, these liberal politicians, in all their great wisdom, decided that they were going to sell the two bridges that the city owned to a toll company. And the toll company came in, and they completely demolished the bridges and rebuilt them. And the public is in such an uproar over having to pay tolls. There's been a boycott on these bridges. So nobody's even though the city residents have 2 or 3 years of free use of the 2 toll bridges, nobody's using them. It's kind of a funny situation if it wasn't so sad. So the other 2 bridges are state owned, and one of the other 2 state owned bridges has been completely demolished for rebuild, and it won't be done for another 1.5 years, 2 years. So all the traffic that comes through our town that used to use 4 bridges, they're all trying to use 1 bridge now. And you should see the potholes. The potholes are a foot deep. It's crazy. So you got 4 bridges worth of traffic trying to use 1 bridge, and the backups are just crazy. It's insane. I live in the south end of town, and to just get to the north end of town and not even cross the bridge, the bridge situation adds at least 5 minutes to your travel. What used to take 5 minutes to go from north end to south end is now 15, if you're lucky. Yeah, it's crazy. And then to get across the bridge at rush hour, holy cow. Insane. But these politicians, they come into office, and instead of thinking that they could do less to make things better on people, they always think that they got to do more. They all got to come in and make their new laws. They all got to come in and make their new rules, even though the old laws and the old rules took care of everything. It's the ego thing of the politician. their way or the highway. Their way is better when it's already working. Everything's already working right. How many more laws do you need? There's thousands and thousands and thousands laws on the books. You'd think that in the first 100 years of this country, they'd have came up with every law we needed. Besides the 10 Commandments. Hey, come on back here. Toby seeing the live squirrels and going crazy. Ha 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 ha. Rod Dooley. $1 million in the building. Well, fam, we're almost done with our walk anyhow. 1 million, 2 million. We're almost back to the house. It's almost time to start work. Thanks everybody for coming to visit. And if you were on our live stream last night, thanks for coming to visit that. We're on just about every night of the week, usually 5 nights a week. Come back, check us out. At night we run a live stream that I call it the sleep stream. And it's usually ASMR music or ASMR sounds or like classical music, light jazz, light rock. Something to help you sleep, get you through the night. Help you sleep, help you concentrate, and whatever it is you're doing. Check us out. Our morning live stream is just now getting back underway. We were shut down most of the winter because of it was dark in the morning and too cold and too dark in the morning to walk. We tried though. We had a lot of early mornings where it was dark, where we were walking in the dark talking to people. It was funny. You know, the light gathering on these phones is pretty good now. That helped. But yeah, you can check us out usually from 6:30 or 7 a.m. and we're on for an hour, 2 hours. It just depends on how the knees feel and how quick I got to get back for work. But y'all be cool and y'all take it easy. We'll catch you next time. Another maggot gone wild, says Rod Dooley. I wonder what he means by that. Anyhow, y'all want to go on a raid or do you want to end now? I can send you. I think our buddy Chuck Roberge is on. He's very lively. He's got a very lively live stream every day. I think he streams probably 3 or 4 times a day that he's on. He does when he goes back to work though. He won't be on as much, but that's what we will do. We will forward you guys on to Chuck Roberge, and let's go show him some love, throw him a thumbs up, and if you can, please stay at least 15 minutes so we add to his analytics and not hurt his analytics. Chuck Roberge is a chat and connect station channel. There's lots and lots of people there, and that's what they do is they connect. It's all about getting new subs and meeting new people on his channel, and that's where we'll go. If y'all give me about 30 seconds, I gotta go to the YouTube studio to set the raid. But that's what we're gonna do for now. Give me about 30 seconds, don't go anywhere. I've gotta exit this live stream to get to the YouTube. I made it back. I pushed a couple wrong, otherwise I'd have been back a half a minute sooner. It's hard to remember what buttons to push on that. So like I was saying, have a great day. Thanks for coming to visit, all the visitors and everybody that comes to see us. And we'll see you on the streets. Right now we're going to redirect you to see Mr. Roberge. And let's go have some fun. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Okay, where's the end button? Here we go. End.